Top 10 Cooking Hacks You Must Know. These are some of my favorite and truly helpful cooking and kitchen hacks and tricks that I've learned over the years of cooking and baking, either from other people or by discovering them on my own. The majority of these helpful techniques have reduced the amount of food waste in my kitchen while also saving me time, stress, and even money. These hints and techniques for cooking can be utilized throughout the year to prepare food, cook food, and conserve ingredients. These simple food hacks are not only helpful, but they will also end up saving you both time and money in the long term. Number 10. Make sure the pan isn't overcrowded with food. If it appears that you will need to cram that additional chicken breast into the pan, you should refrain from doing so. Even though you might be able to get it into the pan, there is a possibility that the heat won't be distributed uniformly around the pan. This could, at best, alter the flavor of the food and, at worst, pose a threat to your health. Number 9. Before slicing red meat, allow it to rest for a while. If it is not handled correctly, even the greatest meat can become dry and tough. After you have finished cooking the steak, transfer it to a cutting board and let it sit there for around 5 minutes before slicing it. In this manner, the juices from the steak will be preserved, and they will not get dry after being cut. Number 8. Keep cookies soft. After preparing cookies or other baked goods, place a slice of store-bought white bread in an airtight container. This will help the baked goods retain their soft texture. The tender texture of your baked goods, such as cakes, cookies, and muffins, will be preserved. They will give the impression of being modern to friends and family. If you happen to have any of our Big and Amp buttery chocolate chip cookies left over, you should give this tip a shot with them. Number 7. Assemble your own mason jar shakers. The packaging for your baking supplies and bulk spices has just been upgraded to look more appealing. Keep the lids from the Parmesan shakers that you have, and get your little mason jars ready. Simply screw on the lid, and you'll have a convenient tool for measuring and sprinkling. If we continue on this topic, did you know that you can whip up many of your go-to spice mixes right in your kitchen good to meet you? Taco seasoning. Number 6. Sliced steak fries. Do you find yourself longing for potato wedges prepared from scratch at your favorite restaurant? The solution is hiding in one of the drawers in your kitchen. First, cut off one end of the potato so that it will stand upright, and then push an apple slicer through the potato. Add the seasonings of your choice, or follow the instructions for a recipe for Parmesan potato wedges. In addition to that, you can also prepare it with sweet potatoes. Number 5. Put a soup starter in the freezer. Do you want the flavor of a garden all year long during the peak season? Place veggies purchased from farmers markets in bags that can be sealed back up and freeze them. Before you freeze anything, make sure you remember to follow this step. A traditional soup starter known as a mirepoix is created by blending 2/3 of the onion with 1/3 each of the carrot and celery. When added to soups and broths, this fragrant blend imparts a flavor that is simultaneously sweet and hearty. Because vegetables have a shelf life of 8 to 12 months, you can continue to savor the flavors of summer even when the weather turns dreary and cold. Number 4. Make use of sheet pans in place of trays. These days, sheet pans can be used for more than just dinner. Make use of your tried and true baking sheet to maintain order while you prepare meals. Keeping all of the materials in one location not only helps you keep efficient but also speeds up the cleanup process. The preparation of food does not have to be a chore, especially if you make use of some ingenious methods that professional chefs have picked up during their training. Number 3. Instead of a proofing drawer, use your oven. There are times when the temperature in the kitchen is simply not conducive to getting a nice proof on handmade bread. In that scenario, place the dough in the oven but do not turn on the heat in the oven. Instead, put a pan of water that's been brought to a simmer below the dough, and then close the oven door. The heat and humidity from the hot water will provide you with the necessary pick-me-up that you require. In addition to that, make it a point to educate yourself on several different editing strategies. Number 2. Free single-serving sauces. Become an expert in the practice of upcycling. Egg cartons are perfect for freezing individual servings of homemade sauce because of their compact size. This is especially helpful when you have to use your ice trays for anything other than ice, such as one of these other brilliant uses. The remaining basil and parsley pesto should be covered, frozen, and then transferred to a freezer bag that can be sealed. To prepare the cubes for usage, defrost them in the refrigerator for 2 hours. Number 1. Soften butter, even if you forgot to take it out of the fridge. It's such a hassle, isn't it, when you can't create your go-to dish because you forgot to take the butter out of the fridge. It is not a problem if you fail to get that butter up to room temperature in advance. It is possible to quickly soften butter. The simplest method is to cut the butter into cubes and then allow it to set out on the counter for around 20 minutes. The smaller portions, as opposed to the whole stick, will soften up more quickly. How was the video? Did you enjoy it? Post your feedback in our comment section below, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates.